So I get a lot of requests to make a video on some of my most frequently used knots. So I came up here to my grandparents' cottage and I got 5 knots to share with you guys. So grab some paracord, grab some rope, find a table leg or a lamp post, and follow along with me as we learn some knots. So we'll start setting up the tarp with a fixed point, and that'll be our Evenk hitch. Around the tree. And there we go, fixed point. Love it. So this is the Evenk hitch. I'm going to demonstrate it on a smaller tree for simplicity. I'm a right-hander, so I have the rope in my right hand. I wrap it around from right to left, counterclockwise around the tree. I then put both strands in my right hand, make a gun. I wrap the short end around my fingers, just like that. I then take those 2 fingers and I wrap them underneath the long end of the string, pinching the short end of the rope here. I then pull that through with a bite. Allow this little bite to come through, and that's it. Just pull it tight and you have an Evenk hitch. I'll show you quickly. So it's in my right hand, wrap it around the tree, on my fingers, slip through, boom. I love that because it's quick to do up and it's quick to undo. So I'll show you again slowly. So in my right hand, around the tree, put both ropes in my right hand, make the gun around the barrel, and then around and over, grabbing that tail end and pulling a bite from that tail end through. It's a little tricky, but once you get it, you won't unget it because it's a good one. Now that we have a fixed line to this tree, let's go make this line tight. Or should I say taut. So the second knot I want to show you is a great way to make a line tight and to be able to adjust tension on the line. And it's called a Taut-line Hitch. It's also a very quick knot to do, and it's a very easy one to learn. It's adjustable. See how it's loose here? And allows you to quick and easily add tension to any line. Look at that, wonderful. So in my opinion, if you're to learn any knot today, I would suggest this one. Take your line, you wrap it around the tree, we cross it over the fixed line, we wrap it on the inside once, wrap it on the inside twice, and continuing the same clockwise direction, we bring it to the outside, wrap it around and on the inside here, and we just pull that tight, and here you go. You have a Taut-line hitch. Boom. So let's do that again. Around the tree, over top, wrap once on the inside, wrap a second time on the inside, continuing that same direction, around on the outside, pull that all tight. Taut-line hitch. So I hear you saying, Xander, that's great, you got a taut line, but now what? How do you attach a tarp to that line? Well, this is where the Prusik comes in. So what you do is you need to start with a little bit of rope that you tie into a loop with just a simple knot. This rope I'd say is about 1 foot long, maybe less. You then place it up against your taut line and you wrap it once on the inside, twice on the inside, 3 times on the inside of itself. And you allow it to kind of coil. There we go. And they should be all nice and stacked up beside each other, just like that. And you're going to have the Prusik with a bit of rope left over. So how do you attach that to a tarp? Well, my tarp has these loops on it. Other tarps might just have eyelets. If you have the eyelet tarp, you can just poke this right through and you can grab a nice little stick as a toggle, attach it just like that. In the case of my tarp, which has loops like this, I'm going to put the Prusik end through that loop, and I can honestly just put this little toggle here, and as long as it's tight, that'll do the trick. But I go one step further. I loop through the loop, back in on itself, just like that, and then I put the toggle through. Hope you can follow along with that. Not too difficult, I'm sure you guys could figure it out. But it's just like that, and the best part about the Prusik is it's adjustable. As you hold the Prusik knot, you can slide it on the line, and the tarp or whatever you secure to it is fixed, just like that. If you pull on the tarp, nice and secure, But if you pull on the knot itself, you can slide it and adjust it. Wonderful for setting up tarps. I love adjustability because forests are chaotic. They're not perfectly aligned. Trees are all over the place. So you're never going to find a perfectly square dimensional place to set up tarps. So having adjustability, it goes a long way. So that's the Prusik. That's my third knot. And I'm just going to make another Prusik at the other end of this tarp. Secure it in place. There we go. Great. If you don't want to set up another fixed line and use a Prusik, what you can do is just get another rope, Evenk hitch it to the corner, and just taut-line hitch each corner. The other corner, another Evenk hitch, and then attached to the tree, another taut-line hitch. Boom. And for aesthetics and cleanliness, just tuck that loose end of the rope behind the tree. Just clean things up a bit. There we go. So there we go. We got a nice tarp setup. I mean, well, the tarp setup is nothing ideal. Would I recommend this setup? Not necessarily. It's just more for demonstration purposes. But we use the Evenk hitch, we use the taut-line hitch and the Prusik to get a nice taut tarp. While you can set up a lot of different tarp setups with those knots that I showed you, those three, I'm going to show you two more knots that will come in handy quite often. To start off, we're going to fix a line to a tree using the Evenk hitch. Boom. But oh no, my rope is too short. Whatever will I do? No worries, we have an additional rope here that will span the rest of the distance to the tree that we want to get to. Take the one rope, make a bite, like so. Take the other rope, feed it up from behind, around the back, cross it over the front, and through. There we go. Now that we have a fixed line, we have a secure line on another tree, let's create some tension in the line. And we can do that with two different knots. We already learned the taut-line hitch, so let's do the second one, the trucker's hitch. So to make the beginning of a trucker's hitch, what we do is we make a loop, and then we pass a bite from the working end, the end that's loose on the rope, pass it up and through to make a slip loop. We then wrap the rope around a tree and pass that rope through that slip loop. You can do it once, but I would highly suggest twice, because if you do it once, when you let go of the rope, you see how it loosens up. But if you pass the rope twice through, it creates an auto block, an auto stopping system. So when I let go, it retains the tension. So once we're satisfied with the tightness of the trucker's hitch, and with the trucker's hitch you can get a lot of tension, much more than the taut-line hitch. What we do now is we create a halter hitch. And the halter hitch is basically, you create a bite with the remaining rope, you pass it around, up and through. And there you go, it's nice and secure. And to loosen it, you let go, you pull this string. But say this rope is, say you have a lot of rope left and you want to use this rope. What you can do now, if you want to use this rope, is you can create an underhand loop here, create an underhand loop, and pass the bite just like that. And there you go, look at that. You have this rope, you can pull on this all day, you can use this for other things, and this is nice and together. And to loosen all this up, just undo that security underhand loop, pull this, you pull this forward, you undo those, pull it out of that slip loop, and then you disassemble the slip loop. And just like that, you have a trucker's hitch, and then you do not have a trucker's hitch. Trucker hitch is great if you want to create a lot more tension in your line. It multiplies the tension in the line much more than a taut line hitch. So there you go, there's 5 knots that you can use camping. Hope you guys got something out of that video. Thanks for watching, have a great day.